Hello everyone, and today I have what possibly might be right this very second my best and most successful shrimp tank as far as breeding goes, and it also happens to be the biggest pain in the butt shrimp line that there is to deal with, and that is the green jades. Let's take a look at what we got here. This will be fun. Okay, so you're about to see a whole bunch of green shrimp. I've never seen these guys breed like this before. It's pretty good. But like I said, greens are a pain in the butt, and when you start getting a lot of them, a lot of new babies, you're going to have to sort through them and pick out a lot of ones that might not be that great. But on the whole, they look pretty awesome. Let's take Just take a gander, man. There's so many. Super good shrimp. Now, why I say this is when I've been feeding them, there's a lot of yellowy looking ones. This is what happens over time. That one's even buried. So that one got missed when we do this, like every 3 or 4 months. And we want these dark, beautiful ones. Fully opaque, high-grade shrimps. There's a young one. I saw someone in a Facebook group asking about greens and wanting to know when to call them. Or the thing is, with these guys, they're already pretty difficult. But like the little ones are clearly going to be bad. Let's see. Like that. There's one that you can probably already know. That one's not going to be that great. Here's one over here that you can just tell. Yeah, like that one. There's one, obviously. It's not going to be good. And then there's not just those. You start getting some like wild brownish greenish looking things, so we always have to be on the lookout for that. So before we get started on the green shrimp, I want to take the time to thank David. Some of you may remember David. I did a tour of his fish room not too long ago. I think it was about a month and a half ago, it seems like, and he sent me some rice fish eggs. So I'm trying something new with some rice fish eggs. And in it, he gave me this shirt I think is pretty cool and fitting. Take a look at this shirt. I think I've seen this floating around the internet before, but take a look at that. Cool shirt. Thanks, David. I hope these rice fish eggs do good. I'm trying something new. All right, back to the green jades. So this tank isn't very photogenic, but this is what I call my mixed grade greens. And this tank hasn't been culled for almost a year now, I think, as far as the shrimp go. Now, they really don't look too bad, but some of the oddities that you'll find, I don't know how these guys, they've always made, not very many, but every once in a while you always see you like clear white, almost like snowball looking shrimp, yellowy looking ones, and there'll be some like orange-ish looking ones. There's kind of like a brownish orange-ish looking one, yellowy ones, brownish kind of looking ones, some more weird orangish brownish weird. So the longer you let them go unchecked, the more weird ones that pop up, and the more weird ones that pop up and breed, the more weird shrimp you get popping up in your tank. So that's why for the really nice ones, we got to do our best to regularly pull out the bad ones. And with greens, it is more important than all the other lines, because greens, like I said, are by far the biggest pain in the butt neo line there is to keep. So, even though they are a giant, enormous, huge pain in the butt, when you have a tank that looks like this, it is very rewarding, and you feel like you've accomplished something with them. So, now let me say, as far as keeping them and breeding them, they're the same as any other. They're not any harder to keep. They're not any harder to raise. They're not any harder to keep alive or breed or anything like that. Maybe I can get this back wall to show, but it's literally covered in thousands. Well, I don't know about thousands, but they're not showing up on the camera because the tank is a little cloudy. There you go. There's some showing up. The entire back wall is just covered. So we'll be pulling the ones that we pull out today, and then probably 3 months towards the end of the summer, we'll be pulling even more. Oh my god. I'll probably do like a soft reset on this tank before I bring the ones outside in. But alright, let's get this started. I'm going to put out some food. And as they gather around, I'm just going to pick and pick and pick the shrimp I don't like. Alright, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to drop in some algae wafers here, and that will be the bait to draw them in. And you'll see as soon as it drops in, instantly, come forward, shrimp. It is like the shrimp inner calling. Come and get it. So while they gather up, I'll be here with the net and a specimen container, catching up the ones we don't really want to keep going. So with these guys, just like any other Neo line, when I start going through and picking out the ones I don't want, I start off by picking out the ones that are like, oh my god, what the hell are you? We don't want you in here. So I start off with the ones that I see. And obviously, if there's ones right there easy to catch that are not that are going, they'll go too. But you want to make sure. So I went through picking out the yellowy ones, the clear ones, the ones that are kind of brown looking. And then I moved on to the ones that are a little kind of blue looking on down the list. Then you're picking out ones that have some missing pigmentation on their side. Just going through and picking out the ones like that. So when you're going through and picking out lots and lots of shrimp like this, sometimes you'll pick, and then it's like, I don't even see any more. Well, what I like to do at that point is step aside, watch a YouTube video, kill 10-20 minutes, come back, and sure enough, you'll be able to see some more when you're dealing with lots and lots of shrimp like this. It's inevitable that there will be more and more shrimp, especially with these greens. So, I do the best I can. I know I didn't get every single one of them, but we got a lot, and we made a huge dent in the bad shrimp in this tank, that's for sure. And you see here, I think we got close to 100 of them out, I would guess. And let's see a good look. So I'm like, dang, you're pretty good if it was a yellow tank. And some are like almost black. But really, as you can see, most of them are just males that ain't that great. And there's definitely some of the bluey looking females. A couple that are almost like black looking. But those guys are going to go here in the Skittles tank. Cool. Alright. Let's put these guys in here now. And this is where they all go. There's still a bunch in there. Come on, guys, get out of the water now. Still more. Come on. Dang. You guys are difficult. I think. Yep. All that's left in there are snails. Sweet. Here's rice fish eggs. We talked about them earlier. David sent me. Looking forward to hopefully these guys hatching. Trying something new. Alright. Like I said, we picked out about 100 or so, I would say here. So, I'm really pretty happy to have you now off camera. As soon as I come back here to shoot this, there's 2 freaking yellow ones. So, and I got those. But, I don't see any right now. And since we just done this, I'll be keeping a really close eye tonight to see in the next week or so to make sure we don't miss or didn't miss any more. But like I said, I'm not discouraging you guys from trying these out. In fact, they're very rewarding, but they are a challenge, you know. And I think a lot of it has to do with the green being in between colors. Like it's really, really close to blue, and it's really close to yellow. So I think that's just kind of the nature with these guys. I mean, they surely are a whole lot better now and breed a lot more true. It's all the work I put into them and all that. But, you know, you want a challenge. Definitely cool, very unique. So, there you have it. That's it for the green jades. Alright, everyone. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. These are the things I do. Mess with shrimp all day, except it's not just my free time, it's all my time. Bye.